Bearings, Jonas. Are we any closer, or are we right in the middle of that perfect storm that you mentioned?
Well, basically, we're currently, the storm is actually underway. I think what we're seeing basically is it's stalling. I think from the news that what we've heard was basically a four-letter word. It's called hope. And over the last 2 weeks, the market was doing a row, risk on, risk off. And oil prices might have probably come down for now. So we're all hopeful that this war would probably end soon. And we've passed the 6 weeks that typically people tend to become risk averse. And so right now people are speculating that, probably things are going to get better. But I think at this point in time, whether we have a short war, which would have probably lasted close to 6 months till June, or close to 6 months, the impact of this perfect storm would have kicked in. And the one you interviewed earlier on rice, in the last inflation number, there was an increase of 3.6%. The first time in over a year that we've seen rice prices kick in. So that actually is a warning sign.
Okay, so we're finding hope in a word called stall, as you mentioned earlier. Where does that put you? People are risk averse, but do you feel more like a cautious optimist who sees opportunity in the noise, or a reluctant pessimist who thinks that we're underpricing the risks?
I think I'm a realist. I think what we need to be able to do is to over-prepare. I think just like what the IMF said, we are one of those countries that are most vulnerable, especially when we have a high debt to GDP at 63%. And we have a slowing growth. And we've already seen the impact of inflation at 4.1 just in March. Remember that it took us practically an immediate effect on us on inflation. So the BSP has already provided some measures to cushion the borrowers. So these are already mitigating measures that the BSP has already done. The government has already provided targeted sectors to provide. Again, we cannot, as a government, it's ideal to probably provide for all, but we can only target the most vulnerable sectors.
Exactly, to
And
your
we
point
also
of
have to think of,
over-preparing, Jonas. We've given off all the bullets. What else? We've got high debt levels, and we have limited fiscal space coming from the flood control corruption scandal. So what else can the government do? And in a whole-of-nation approach?
well, basically, I guess one of the things that the government can do is accelerate spending. We understand that the national budget was passed for 2026 on January 5. Just before the war, we saw the government talk about the big, bold reforms of probably targeting over 1.4 trillion. And the recent data of government spending or budget utilization is still at 42%. Most likely, we could see that in the second half of the year. Hopefully, that should help restart the economy and, provide more activity so that people will probably get out of this slum feeling that, business is slow, because people are actually waiting for government to do the pump priming. And this is the main job of government. When things are cloudy, it's the government's job to pump prime the economy. Of course, sure, we have a problem of accountability, but we need to show the people that, if we spend now, we're more circumspect of this spending, and they will go to the real things. So we
Let's
need
talk about the
that
people
part
and
of government.
Okay, we have about a minute. Let's talk about the people you mentioned. When the palace delays income tax filing and the payment deadline to give Filipinos more breathing room in the face of higher oil, what does that tell you about the health of our households against what we're seeing as faster inflation?
Okay, reality, people tend to pay earlier than the deadline. People try to make sure they don't make the deadline. It's nice to probably just extend it just to ensure for the rest who are, still coping, it's nice to just provide them comfort, just like the mitigating measures of the BSP. So these are things that again should continue for now. Again, it doesn't need to be long, but it needs to be provided. And even the BSP probably can do a little bit more by doing a calibrated preemptive response to inflation. Probably a quarter to half, but 50 is a bit aggressive, but 25, I think, could be a right hike on the 23rd.
Okay, I'm going to pull in another one, Jonas. Just for 30 seconds, looking for silver linings. The equity and the forex markets have repriced sharply on war headlines, understandable. But when you look at the valuations and spreads, they've not blown out to levels seen in true systemic crises, like in the 97, 98, or early pandemic period. So what could this be telling us?
Oh, the market is still optimistic. The market hasn't really priced the actual fallout that the previous interviews that you made, particularly on agriculture. Like for inflation, I'm already looking at the 5.2% inflation for the full year, and probably looking at close to year end of a 7% inflation. This is actually all about food. So we need to prepare for this. So not just government, but even for our fellow Filipinos. It's time to have what you call discarding wise, smart moves so that we can eventually ensure that we are a resilient country.
We're going to leave off with that, discarding wais for everybody. Thank you so much, Jonas, for your insights. So much appreciated. Jonas Ravelas of Reyes